Hey guys, we're going to do a video on how to get pretty decent drum sounds with one mic. Now, you're not really going to get great drum sounds with one mic, especially since it's mono and most of the music you're listening to has drums recorded in stereo. But I'm sure you'll find this mic position sufficient for demos and other small scale recordings like that, just to get a nice balance of the drum set. But if you can't afford, 3 or 5, 8, 16, whatever amount of mics, or you only have one of those 2-track audio interfaces and you're trying to record the drummer and your buddy at the same time live, this should help you out a lot. Step 1, on the topic of gain setting, this video is actually a fantastic example of what not to do! Clipping! Pretty much don't clip. That's it, and really don't clip at all. Don't even come close to it. Try to keep the peaks between like -12 dB and -6 dB. That's a good zone. Now the main trick for getting the best possible drum sound with only one mic is mic placement. That is the big key to making it really work. But some other variables that are very important is having a good drummer, a good room, and a good drum set. So nobody's perfect, but try the best you can to get those source components good, and that makes your life a lot easier. It's the source, the mic placement, and then also the type of mic is pretty important for this. You're going to want to definitely use a large diaphragm condenser. There you go. It's a CAD M179. I'm leaving it on the cardioid position just because most budget mics are only available in that configuration. But ultimately, I would use wide cardioid. That's a little better for a situation like this, trying to capture a wide instrument. But I don't want to cheat. I want to give you guys how you're going to do it if you were to have to do this with budget mics. That being said, let's begin on the positioning I use. So this is the mic position I ended up going with. I'm going to explain it in 5 different kind of dimensions or ways of isolating different variables for how to position the mic. And they are height, depth, the centering, like from side to side, the side to side angle. So like if I were to twist the mic either way, and also the up and down angle, which is adjusted with this screw. So large diaphragm condensers are very nice with this because you can isolate different variables like that. Anyways, so starting with height, so I'm going to crouch down to show you. It's actually kind of at the height of the cymbals that seem to work best. If it's too low, you get too much kick drum and too much of the underside of the snare. The depth, it's about 5 feet away from, I'll show you where it is. It's right there, and then here's the bass drum. So it's about 5 feet away. That just worked based on the room size, how reverberant it was. Too far back and it starts sounding like a kind of a distant room mic, and too close you don't get a good balance of the volumes of the drums. So that was a good compromise, just right about 5 feet. All right, now, so where it's centered, I'm really just aiming for the center of the drum set. That way it'll pick up everything in the best way. But this is something that you're going to end up tweaking. The thing with this kind of mic position is it's very hard to just kind of guess. So what you have to do is really set it one way and then record something, listen back, and then make adjustments accordingly. So the center of the drum set is a good starting position for this. But depending on the drummer and the drum set and a million other variables, you may have to move it this way or that. Same thing with the side-to-side angle. I mean, theoretically, you just want it also pointing toward the center, but for instance, this is actually pointed more in line with the bass drum, which isn't the exact center. It's a little bit off. So that just happened to work. The last dimension is the up and down angle. So it is actually angled downwards because it's coming from above, from the cymbals. I kind of wanted to angle it so that if you were to kind of draw a line and continue, it would end up sort of at the height of the snare and the floor tom, because those are probably the most important and hardest to get drums of this mic position. So really focusing the angle of the mic on those is going to help make them more prominent, even though that they're very, as you can see, they're very far back in comparison to the rest of the drum set. So in that way, the angle makes up for the difference in distance. Let's have a listen to how one mic properly placed can capture an entire drum set with pretty good balance of all the components. Real quickly, I'm going to add some examples of some demos I did back years ago. When I only had 2 channels to record with, I would often use this one mic technique and then add like one other mic just to fill in what was maybe like a little missing, and worked fine for demos. So I'm going to post some examples of that so you can hear how it would sound. It's not the exact same mic or mic position, but certainly pretty close. So I hope that was helpful. I'm definitely going to follow this up with 2 mics for drums video, and then a 3 mics for drums, and then it starts kind of getting into stuff like room mics and close mics, and there are a couple 4 mic setups. Hope to see you next time. Please subscribe to my channel. Like this video if you found it helpful. If you know a friend who's who's about to do some 1 mic drum recording or something like that, send them this video to help them out. I'm about to do that personally to someone I heard was about to purchase a mic. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. See you next time.